Welcome once again to the Phil Taylor Jones Show. We're back with you today to discuss something that has been in the news for a few days now. But before I even touch on that, remember the old days when these little green fellas we had to be afraid of? They were like back in the time when I was a kid, the popular science, they were talking about these little green fellas coming from Mars, and then there were movies, and then there were television shows, and then there were some serious documentaries too, saying how we should be, afraid because we don't share the universe alone anymore. Once again, they had us keeping our eyes to the sky, when all along our eyes should have been right here on the ground. The news I speak of is these 6 students right here in my home state who are protesting and hoping to get rid of our American symbol, the flag. Yeah, they want old glory, old stars and stripes out the window. And even before I get angry with that, is the fact that the government, our own government, is sitting there waving them on. We have given till it hurts. And now they're taking everything. My last show, I was just irate. Well, I'm going to try to hold on to my temper this time. But seriously, folks, it is a maddening thing when you think of, we were born here. This is our birthright. And the government is just giving it away to some foreigners who then come into this country and try to dictate policy to us, make our lives uncomfortable. And when you think of, oh bastard, being at the forefront of this, banging the drum the loudest to get them in here to dilute, if you will, Americana. And that's what he's done. That's how he got his slimy ass back in the office the second term. He may have gotten it, pretty much fairly or somewhat fairly the first time, but he definitely set it up, cheated, whatever dishonesty you want to bring into the picture. That's how he got his slimy ass back in there before, on the second term, excuse me. And systematically, what he's done is he's done everything to enhance their lives, to embrace their lives, and to, just totally destruct American lives. So when it comes to the fact as to whether or not he loves his country, anyone who would sit there as a starry-eyed gazer and say yes is a fool. This systematically proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that this man hates this country. Because why would you invite people in and then they sit up on their corn-fed asses and plot ways to tear down iconic Americana, quintessential Americana, to put themselves in a juxtaposition to align themselves with that bastard to totally destroy America? What's wrong with having the American flag fly over the campus? It's an American school, in an American city, in an American state, on American soil. So what would be more appropriate than to fly your country's flag? This is lunacy, people. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen since actually going to the nut house and viewing crazy people. And then why would anyone give it credence? Okay, it's news. Yeah, I guess in some like manner we should know about it, but not in a way to glorify them. It should have been that, yeah, they protested and they wanted to take the American flag down. That's why all 6 of them's asses are on a jet and see it taking off from LAX. Good on you, airline, for getting their asses out of here. That's the news I would have liked to have seen. But these news whores, they're just as bad as the political ones. They sit up and they feed on all this crap. Look at this incident with Harrison Ford. He crashed his plane. Big bloody deal. If I crashed my plane, in fact, I have crashed a few, and there was no news media out there for me. Madonna, she falls on her ass at one of her shows. And they have her on this morning asking how it felt. It hurt. You fell on her ass. Big deal. I've fallen on my ass. You probably have too, many a times. Where was the news camera in your face? We're too busy as a country stuck on stupid, stuck on idiotic crap that doesn't need to be put in the forefront in some cases. And if it is, it needs to be that it is being rectified. They have no right to come over here and dictate policy to American people on American soil. Again, I say, America on that score is stupid for allowing these bastards to come over here and tell us what to do on our home soil. Speaking on that note, how good it was of Homeland Security and ICE to start rounding up these bastards and doing something with them. And when they started rounding them up, they found that they are perpetrators of heinous crimes, from brutal rapes, to murders, to kidnappings, to assaults, sexual and otherwise, on babies and children. And this is the riffraff, this is the scum that turd-faced bastard in Washington, D.C. that resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is advocating. He is a steaming pile of horse turds that should have never been in office. Never. What was it? Desperation? Probably so. Because they didn't want Palin and what's his face? McCain. But you know what? Hindsight being 2020, would we have been much better off if we'd had old Palin and McCain in there? Probably so, because they're politicians too, and all politicians are full of crap. But, you know, to the degree, maybe they're this full of crap as opposed to this full of crap, like old bastard. So I just had to weigh in on that. How dare these 6 little pimple-faced punks, little piss ants, little bastards, come on our soil and our colleges and try to dictate policy as to whether or not we fly our own damn flag. I say take the flag off the flagpole and shove it up their asses. Let them taste the steel ball at the end of the flagpole. Let them see how that tastes and see whether or not they want us to remove that. Little bastards. Foreigners are no good. These little green fellas here, I don't know if they would even be that bold. These little bastards that are not like him have got the nerve of a brass-ass monkey to come over here and tell us what to do in our own damn country. So hey, oh bastard, I know you don't give a damn, but one day when they come chasing after your dumb ass, then maybe you'll understand what we're going through over here on Main Street, having to deal with your foreigners. You pissant. All right, folks, again, I try to hold on to my temper this time. I think my brother wants to weigh in on something here.
I was wondering if you think that those foreigners in their own country would tolerate us asking them to remove their flags from their students. I don't think so.
Exactly. As you know, as a kid, I was in Europe for a while. I was in France, and I was working with Mother on a liaison project she was working with in the Pentagon. And so when I went over there, I wasn't coddled. I sat at the back of the classroom, and it was through the grace of a few students that helped me through with French that I kind of muttered through for those 6 months. They didn't spend any extra money to teach French as a second language. You go to any of these other countries, and they kick your ass as an American. But you let any shit bastard come over here, and we roll out the red carpet like they're royalty or something. Case in point, look at this ambassador. I think he was an ambassador that was over there in South Korea. And they cut the guy, some bastard cut the guy and messed him up real bad. He had to go to the hospital, didn't have any feeling in his face and all of that stuff. Well, when their people come over here, we don't cut them up. We treat the bastards like royalty. It's ridiculous. I am so sick of these foreign bastards coming over here and just walking away with everything. We give them driver's licenses, give them cars, insurance, tax breaks. citizenship, social security cards. Oh God, it's disgusting. Anyway, folks, thank you once again for joining us on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. And once again, my apologies for being so angry about this, but I can't help it. You know, it's maddening. It's a crab salad, and I'm tired of it. But we thank you for your support, both here, Google Plus. Thank you for wanting to circle me there, and thank you for all your well wishes and fine comments. To the extent possible in this nutty ass, crazy ass world driven by foreigners and politicians, try to remain some air of happiness, and we'll see you right back here on the Phil Taylor Jones Show once again. Goodbye, stay safe, be happy.